Well, hello everybody and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. My name is Tammy and I'm happy to have all of you Capricorns, those who have the sun sign of Capricorn, here with me for your August Zodiac reading. I am very excited about this reading. We are going to specifically talk about some karma that's happening currently in your space, and then we're going to tap into the Akashic records and then reach out to someone on your spiritual team. But before we get into all that, first, some quick housekeeping, and I ask if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you would consider doing so. I know I say this all the time. For those of you who are subscribed or watch regularly, I sound like a broken record. I feel like I'm begging, but the YouTube algorithm, it is real and it is based on number of subscribers. That one is so hard and so critical. You could turn the notifications off. I get you don't want your phone to blow up. I'm the same way. I have all my channels that I subscribe to, notifications off. The second thing is smashing the thumbs up. I didn't realize how much of a difference that makes. And what that does when you thumbs up a video is it helps in the algorithm to move the video up so it gets put out there more. So if you would do that as well, that really helps my channel in getting my content out for more people to really benefit from this. If you leave a comment, I just ask that it be kind. And again, this is with any YouTuber. So always subscribe, always give a thumbs up. And whether it's my channel or somebody else's, if you don't like it, please don't give them a thumbs down on their videos, because that affects their algorithm so hard. And you might not like the channel, but there are other people that do. And there's a lot of work that goes into this. So don't be a negative Nelly and really hurt somebody like that, because you don't realize really the damage that you're doing. So on behalf of all the YouTubers out there, thank you so much for being a good YouTube viewer. All right. So let's talk about Capricorn. What we're going to do here today is I've got 3 decks that I'm going to draw from. The first one is the Light Seers Tarot, which is very similar to Rider-Waite, except it's more modern artwork. Very, very vivid, very beautiful cards. I'm going to pull 2 cards from here and read them for you. The first one will be about karma that is about to take place. And then the second one, a challenge that's kind of affecting you from learning the lesson you need to learn. The third card will be drawn from the Akashic Tarot deck. This will be tapping into a past life. Now, I know not everybody believes in past lives, and that's fine, so just take that for what it's worth. And then the fourth card I'm going to draw is from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle card, and this is going to talk to somebody on your team. Guardian Angel, angel guides, galactic guides, light beings, extraterrestrial light beings, cherubs, trolls, other elementals, spirit animals. We have a whole team of beings that work for us and our highest good. All right. Now, before I begin, normally I pull a crystal and I'll say, oh, look, here's ocean jasper and blah, 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 and maybe work with this a little bit this week. But I wasn't really called to pull anything this week. So I'm actually going to use these 2 crystals, selenite and black kyanite. I do actually use both of these when I do both in-person and distance Reiki sessions. And I thought, especially with tapping into the Akashic records, that it would be nice to give the cards a little extra boost. Now, really quickly, I do clean all the cards, my desk, all my tools, including my lighter and my camera, my phone, my tripod. I sage myself, get everything cleaned. And then I ground myself, I protect myself, and then I connect to, normally it's the person's energy, but in this particular case, I'm tapped into Capricorn energy, and then I do the reading. So what I want to do first is take black kyanite, which this is beautiful. This is great for removing negativity. This gets rid of negative energies, negative entities, negative attachments. And I do sell these in the Your Natural Healer store, not quite so big. If you look really close, this is several pieces that grew together. The pieces on my store go from here down and around. So it's like this piece right here, and they're only $3, and you never have to cleanse them. They're just wonderful. So we're gonna just tap the cards and get rid of anything negative. And then selenite, and these are actually 4-inch selenite wands or sticks. And I do sell this particular item, the 4-inchers, in my store. And selenite is the stone of pure white light, and it's a healing light. It's very loving. And if there's any negative energy, it will transmute it into beautiful, positive energy. I like using the sticks near my entrance to my home, and I'll just take it and I kind of just do a brushing around my aura. In case I picked anything negative up, it doesn't come into my home, okay? So add a little extra loving, beautiful, healing light. And let's start shuffling. All right, so as I told you, I do connect to certain energies when I do readings. So just remember, I said I am tapped into all of Capricorn energy. However, this may not resonate with every Capricorn sun sign on the face of the earth. And again, that's because I can't tap into everybody's individual energy. So a couple things if it doesn't resonate. First of all, don't say, oh, this is woo-woo, fake news, and all of that. If you want a personal reading, go on to yournaturalhealer.com, and I have all different types of readings, different lengths and styles. And if there's something special you want, you can always shoot me an email. I'd be more than happy to discuss, what I can do for you. So there's always your own personal reading. Secondly, this reading is good. I won't do it again until December. So what I'm saying at the time of you watching this isn't necessarily going to happen 2 minutes when you're done watching it. It might not happen till November. So come back to the video and review it and go, oh, okay, yep, this is what Tammy said, and okay, I need to do this, and blah, 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 blah. Now, if it does resonate with you, what I want you to do is I want you to take your right hand, take a deep breath in as you place it on your heart and say, yes, I claim this for myself, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull the top 2 cards, and then I'm going to set the deck this way, and then I'm going to tilt the camera down so we can see the cards better. And I want to make sure we get that candle, because sometimes we get messages from the candle flame, and I like using the candle for that reason in these special readings. All right, Capricorn, we ready to get this party started? So as far as what karmically is about to kick in here, you got, okay, it's reversed, so let's look at it upright. The 10 of Wands. Oh, and we have a mule, the beast of burden with all kinds of luggage, baggage on his back. All right. First, let me talk about the 10 of Wands. It does deal with the root chakra. It is associated with the element of fire. It is associated with Saturn energy, as well as Sagittarius energy. And this card in reverse is saying that you have taken on way, way, way too much responsibility. And I think part of it is because you don't want to give up that power. I think you like feeling like everybody needs you and that you're the savior in the situation. But I'm going to tell you, if you continue on like this is going to lead to some serious issues with your root chakra. You're going to get anxiety. You may end up with stomach ulcers, and it's going to ultimately lead to a breakdown, okay? Because you're going to find yourself so stressed and so stretched out. I hate the word multitasking because you cannot multitask. I cannot shuffle these cards and and cook pancakes at the same time. If I'm shuffling and then put them down and doing the pancakes, I'm not giving 100% if I'm doing two things at once. So I hate the word multitask. So with you taking on all this stuff, you're not giving everything 100%. And, I hate to say the word, but I don't know what other word to say. You're half-assing it, okay? And yeah, at the end of the day, it's getting done and people are happy, but it's not being done two things. It's not being done to the best of your ability that you can do better. And secondly, you're not doing it out of a place of love. You're doing it out of a place of ego, which is never, never, never any good. So, again, with this being karma, I don't know how this has come from another lifetime, or if it's something that, you've been doing in this life over and over again, because, karma we can carry it forward from a previous life, but we can also create it in our current life. And karma works two ways: good karma, bad karma. And when things happen to us in the present, it's a result of karma, of our dealings in the past. So I don't know exactly how this is playing out. I don't know if it was maybe you didn't get attention, or you didn't feel, I don't know. That's something you're really going to have to look at. But you definitely need to work on your root chakra. Your root chakra is spinning out of control. You need to get yourself some clear quartz. Like, my crystal ball is clear. You can't see that. My crystal ball is clear quartz. I think this is another clear. My pendulum is clear quartz. You need to keep some clear quartz with you, and that's going to help bring down that energy a little bit. You need to meditate majorly on your root chakra. If you're into yoga, do some yoga. Listen to some music that's associated with the root chakra. You can listen to things that have the sound of thunder in it, okay? However, you really need to work with some clear crystals if you're into crystals, okay? But your root chakra is way, way, way out of control. And I want you to think of a juggler. You keep throwing balls at them and they keep juggling and juggling. Eventually, they're going to drop the balls. And that's what's going to happen here. It's eventually going to drop, and you're either going to be embarrassed. People are going to be mad and upset with you because things didn't get done. And like I said, your health. If you continue with this, it will affect your health. Okay? Capricorn, let's move on a little bit. So really quickly, two things with this. I did say work on the root chakra. You need to learn to say no. You need to learn to delegate. And you need to dig a little deeper and look into yourself and ask why you're not able to say no. Why do you feel this excessive need to be the one in control of everything? Is it for attention? Is it for ego? What is it? And only you're going to know that, okay? So let's look at the challenge that's facing you with this. And we got another reverse card, so let's look at it in the upright position first. Okay, wands again. 7 of Wands in reverse. All right, well, let's talk about the 7 of Wands in general. Solar plexus. So that tells me a lot here, because we said this was the challenge that is hindering you from being able to work and learn your karmic lesson. It's the solar plexus, which is ego. Okay. For some reason, doing all these things and being the center of attention it sounds like with this card, why you're taking on too much stuff. Okay. So only you are going to be able to focus on and really understand why. Because I don't necessarily think you're egotistical. I think it's the other way. I think your solar plexus is either spinning in reverse or it's blocked. Because I think at the end of the day, this does have to deal with confidence. And as to how much, it's really hard to say because, again, this isn't a personalized reading. But I would really reflect on your look at your confidence and look at ego. And I would also really make sure you're meditating on that heart chakra as well. Because if we are doing things out of ego, then we are not doing it heart-centered, okay? So anyway, this card is about the solar plexus. It draws also Mars energy, the element of fire, and Leo energy. And with the Seven of Wands in reverse, in just like a regular tarot reading, it is about self-confidence, okay? Being overwhelmed and getting to the point of exhaustion. And that is what's going on here. So the challenge is it's coming from your self-confidence, okay? Was it a fact maybe you didn't get enough attention, and that doing all these things, it makes you feel important. But you got to ask yourself, how important are you going to feel when you have a breakdown or you start dropping the ball on things? Okay, that's going to make you feel even worse. And that's really going to chop you off at the knees with your ego. All right, so just be really careful with that. But it's definitely self-confidence that is blocking you from, or, that's the challenge that's causing this, taking on too much responsibility. Okay, let's go ahead and shuffle this deck, the Akashic Tarot, and see what we get from a past life. Now, again, I'm not necessarily going to say, oh, you were a farmer back in the 1700s, or you were a basket weaver in Mesopotamia. We're just going to draw the card, see what we get from it, and go from there, okay? All right, Capricorn, let's see what we got. I said farmer, and look, you got the garden. 5 of Roses. 5 normally deals with chaos, and what this card in particular is talking about, pulling in from a past life experience-wise, is if you look at the card, you see you've got, it looks like a parent figure and, the little girl there. And I definitely think that, you've always been someone who has prioritized family, and family was important to you. But I think that this was a much simpler time. You weren't, it wasn't like, oh, look at me, I'm at the head of the PTA and I'm the Little League coach and, I shuttle everybody around and I'm on all these committees. That stuff is great. But in this past life, where you really made your mark was really with the one-on-one with the family unit, with the children. So what I am getting from this is that maybe you need to reprioritize your priorities and kind of look at them and go, okay, what is more important to me? Spending time with Jenny and Billy, or being on all these school committees and after school things and all this other mumbo jumbo? Because there's a difference. When you're consumed with all those things, you're not really involved in life. Okay. So, and I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live their life or anything like that, but I'm just saying that I think you need to imagine if, I'm sorry if you hear Parker rolling around back there. She's on her little yoga mat. I think you just need to get in that kind of a space back before we had TVs and electronics and, what did people do? You took your kids to the park and I guess she agrees. You took your kids to the park, you played ball with them, you maybe had family story time, or you read together, or whatever, took walks together. And that's what I'm getting from this energy is that, it was a much simpler time, and, you were able to devote more of you to yourself as well as your family and your friends, and still, have this beautiful, beautiful life. So I just think that the energy, you're in this, like I said, this chaotic energy, and I think that you just need to get back to this simpler energy. All right. And I really think how you're going to do that is by working on your solar plexus, looking into the confidence issues and learning to say no. Okay. You don't need to be everything to everybody. You don't need to be the one in control of everything. All right, Capricorn, let's see what somebody on your ancestral team. Now, remember, your ancestral team can be made up of anybody, or your spiritual team, excuse me. It is made up of ancestors. It is made up of archangels, guardian angels, regular angels, cherubs, galactic guides, spirit animals, elementals, light beings, extraterrestrial beings. There's all different types. And sometimes we don't even, what's the word I'm looking for? Even know that we're interacting with these beings. All right. So the card that you guys got, Capricorn, is the Knight. And it says, be brave and honest. Okay. Well, first of all, I think you need to be honest when people ask you to do something, to go, you know what? No, I really don't have the time right now. I'm sorry. Or, no, I'm really not interested in doing that. Just be honest. I think a lot of times you're going, yes, but in the back of your head, you're going, oh, God, really? Be honest and be brave. Think about a knight. Knights are respected, and they're also protectors. But knights aren't the ones that are doing everything. Knights are usually delegating. Think about that for a second. Knights usually delegate to other people within, think of like the Three Musketeers. If you've ever seen that one movie by Leonardo DiCaprio, it is phenomenal. I would say one of my top 3 all-time favorite movies, called Man in the Iron Mask. Phenomenal. Anyway, sorry, I digressed. So like the Three Musketeers, you had those guys, and then there was the fourth. But you had the Three Musketeers, and then there was troops, or I don't know what they're called, underneath them. And they delegated things. And there's nothing wrong with you delegating things. Okay? Just because you're the president of the PTA doesn't mean that you need to do everything. Or if you're on the board of directors, say for an animal rescue group, you're not the one that needs to do the administration, the fundraising, the intake, the outtake. Delegate. There's nothing wrong with saying no, and there's nothing wrong with delegating. Or if somebody asks you, hey, can you do this? And say, well, no, I'm sorry. I really can't take any more things on, but maybe Susie would be great at doing that. Delegate. There's nothing wrong with that. People are going to respect you even more so. Because like I said, if you're going to keep juggling and throwing more balls into the act, you're eventually going to drop the balls. And then where are you? You're going to be embarrassed. You're going to be upset. You're going to be mad. You're going to be sad. And that's not what you're here for. So Capricorn, the overall message is try to get yourself in a simpler space. You can still do lots of things and be very active in other things and take on all these responsibilities. And you got to also remember, though, you need to be brave and you need to stand up for yourself, because Capricorn, if you're not at 100%, how are you going to be at 100% when people, especially your family, really need you? You're not. So it's okay. We can say no. We can delegate. We can get assistance. Ask for help. That's another thing. Ask for help. But I just think that you're just taking on way too much for reasons that only you know. And again, you work on that solar plexus and really start focusing on your heart chakra, building your confidence, doing things from your heart chakra. When you go to take on the next thing that somebody asks you, hey, will you do this? Before you give them the answer, I want you to ask yourself, am I doing this out of a place of love, or am I doing this out of a place of ego? Okay? And only you're going to know the answer to that. If you're doing it out of love, then go for it. As long as you still don't have too much on your plate. Don't. We all have a limit, Capricorn, and so do you. All right? So I hope this helped. Just chill out, relax, and everything's going to be wonderful. All right, so thank you so much for joining me for your reading. If you're interested in any services or products, all the links are below. You can check out yournaturalhealer.com. And I hope to see you at one of the weekly readings here soon. And with that being said, Capricorn, go live your best life, but do it the natural way. Namaste.